Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Okay, so this video is the last half or the last 20 minutes of the last video. Okay, I think it's really important if you want to go back and watch that video because it has some important pieces in the beginning. I would highly recommend it. It's a long video, so I'm just posting this to shorten it up to therapeutic stuff, okay? So the last video is also called Destroying Narcissist Magic. This will be called Destroying Narcissist Magic number 2. Okay, we're going to jump right into it. A therapeutic intervention I did with a young lady called Stephanie. So when I was really young, I'd say about 26 years old, maybe 28, I'd gotten my certifications as practitioner, master practitioner, NLP trainer, etc., etc. So I was really tuned in. I was doing this stuff, and a friend of mine, Robbie, was a younger guy, probably 20 years old at the time, and he was neighbors with my sister and some friends I'd known somewhere else, and I'd known him for a while, and he came over one day really sad. I was like, man, can you help my girlfriend? She's really suicidal. She's really depressed. She's been seeing a psychiatrist for, I don't know, how, maybe it was a year, 2 years, but whatever. And I'm like, well, what's the problem? He goes, Michael, she's really sad. And I go, why? He goes, I don't know. Nobody can figure that out. They just got her all loaded up on drugs and she's not happy. So she came over, I don't know, a couple days later, and her name was Stephanie, by the way, and his name was Robbie. And she was really sad. Like, it was like she was not a happy person at all. She would just burst out in tears. And I'm like, well, what's going on? I don't know. And she would just instantly burst out in tears. I'm like, whoa. So literally I took some water and I splashed it in her face. I literally dipped my actually 4 fingers, thumb and 3 fingers in the water, and I splashed in the face 2 or 3 times. She goes, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, nothing. Please continue. And she goes, well, I have this problem. And she starts to cry again. So I dip my finger and I splash her in the face again. She goes, what are you doing? I go, oh, nothing. Don't worry about that. Like, so what's going on? And I did it a couple more times. She finally burst out laughing. She goes, why are you doing that? And so I just go, okay, normally I wouldn't tell this to you, but the reason why, I'm breaking your pattern. It's a pattern interrupt. So I said, look, just trust me. Let me do my job, and I promise you, when you walk out that door, you're going to be the happiest person in the world. She goes, really? I go, I promise. You got to understand, she's been seeing this doctor for I think a year and a half, 2 years, maybe more. I don't remember how long, but it was a while. She'd also seen psychotherapists and tried a couple other things, and nothing worked. So I started talking to her about it again, and she started explaining her day. I go, let's start at the beginning of the day. So well, I wake up and are you sad then? She goes, well, no. And so we started to do what I call searching. Okay, there's a series of questions and answers and patterns that I'll take someone through to find out what is triggering this, what's going on. So we kind of got to a couple things, and one of them was, she goes, when I come home from work, when I put my hand on the front door, I instantly burst out in tears. Boom, we got one of the anchors, but we don't have the original one yet. So then it was the doorbell, then it was the chandelier when she walked in, and then it was the light switch in the kitchen. It was the light switch going up the stairs, the light switch in her bedroom, the door handle on her bedroom on the inside. Now here's the kicker. I forget what I said, but I brought something up about her mother, and she instantly, just starts streaming tears. So then I was like, okay, we got something here. And so I got it down to, and she was like, I don't know. She goes, just the minute my mom calls my name, I just burst out in tears. Now here's the deal. At this time, I did not know the mother. I never met her, and I did not know the close relationship that they had. They deeply loved each other, and this is, I think, what she was bringing up. I love my mom, but I can't stop crying, and I don't want to be around her, but I love her. And it was a really, getting torn apart. And by the way, this is what happens in marriage couples, in relationships. So I'm going to get the main number one anchor that was cross-contextualized to other things: the doorbell, the doorknob, the front door, the chandelier, the light switch going up the stairs, the whatever in the kitchen, etc., the door handle and light switch in her bedroom. Here's what happened. So she kind of started talking about her mom, and I don't know what it was, but something was like, oh, it's the mother's voice. And I said, what does your mom sound like? And she goes, well, what do you, I go, just try to talk like your mom. Just like act like you're your mom. Like, what would your mother say to you? So she'd go, well, Stephanie. And guess who burst out into tears? Yeah, Stephanie. So I've got it. So I literally broke her pattern. Hey, look up over there. Hey, what's that? Hey, what's that in your pocket? Oh, this is my calculator. Blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, why do you care? And I'm just breaking her pattern. I'm just distracting her, getting her out of that state of mind, because everything is about state of mind. Getting out of a bad state, going into a positive state. Now, at this point in the therapy, I had already anchored her to laughter. Like I'd say, what's the funniest thing Robbie ever did? Oh, this one time Robbie did this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm anchoring this. She's laughing and laughing and laughing. And I'm like, okay, what's another real, something really funny that Robbie did? She goes, there was this one time, and she starts going into it, and she's laughing and laughing. I'm anchoring, right? And then we did a couple other ones. Now, this is what we call stacking anchors in a positive way, okay? This makes it much, much more powerful. So we take all these experiences and stack them with the same anchor. Now, while she's laughing, I could have reached out and touched her on her right shoulder or her left shoulder. Or I could have touched my nose twice like I'm scratching it. Or I could have done something that would be unique and it would stand out like the bell, like Pavlov's dog's bell. So what happened was I had this stacked anchor. I mean, this anchor was overwhelmingly laughter. It was just like nothing was going to stop this sucker. This is a tank. It's going to come plowing through. So I go, hey, look up and over there, because I want to get her out of the laughter state. And I'd say, hey. And then I went, Stephanie. And all of a sudden she burst out in the tears. And then boom, I fire off the laugh anchor. And now she's laughing hysterically. I fire off the laugh anchor. And while she's laughing and I'm firing off. And she's in this extremely intense laughter state, which is overpowering the mom's voice. And I go, Stephanie. And now she's laughing. Now what got linked up, the mom's voice was point A. And now it's connecting to point B to laughter. Now, I know that this was cross-contextualized, so I just thought, well, I'm going to cross-contextualize this myself. So then I would say, hey, imagine walking up to your front door, looking at the front door, and I went, Stephanie! And I do that. She's laughing. I mean, she fell out of her chair physically, literally. And I'm like, look at the front door, Stephanie! And she's just laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing. And then I said, look at the door handle. Reach out and touch the door. Stephanie! And again, there's connection. And I go around to her doorknob, to her bedroom door, the inside, the outdoor, the light switches, the kitchen, the bathroom, the toilet, flushing the toilet, turning on the water, like everything. And then I broke her pattern on purpose. And then I said, okay, now imagine looking at your mom's face, and she kind of froze a little bit. And then imagine her saying your voice. And I didn't even say it. She looks and she looks and she's looking. She just burst out into laughter, and she's laughing and laughing. And she goes, I can't stop. I keep hearing her say my name. And she's laughing and laughing. There's a really good end to this story. Yes, this is me at a party in Oakland Hills. The end. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry about that. I can't help. I'm kind of a smartass sometimes. Okay, so here's what happened. So I sent her. Oh yeah, I also anchored to Robbie, to Robbie's nose, to Robbie's one of his eyes, to his teeth, and the way Robbie laughed. Okay, so this builds up a ton. Now what happens is they will cross contextualize to other things. It could be him holding her hand, looking at his fingernail. It could be the littlest stupidest thing, or the way he says, hey, Stephanie, just it could be his tone of voice. So things will begin to unconsciously cross-textualize, and now you got all these positive links building up. A little time went by, not much, but all of a sudden I got a phone call from her mother, okay? And her mom goes, are you Mike Kollin? I'm like, yeah. She goes, did you work with my daughter? And I'm thinking, uh-oh. I'm like, yeah. Like, fuck. Like, did something go awry? I didn't sit up. I'm like, well, yeah, is everything okay? And she starts to cry and to cry. Now I'm about to cry. And she just sobbingly said, thank you. I don't know how to thank you. And she just said, she essentially said, my daughter and I have not been happy together for years. And she said something like, I don't know what you did, but I'm glad you did it. And she demanded that me, her, and her daughter, that we all went out to dinner. She goes, I want to thank you. as much as I can, blah, 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 blah. So we ended up going to dinner. Now, here is a really interesting thing. She knew my mother. They went to high school together. So that was kind of cool, actually. I thought that was really cool. So we talked about old times and stuff. So essentially she knew my father and she knew one of my uncles, and like we just started, she goes, oh yeah, I remember when you guys were little kids, blah, blah, blah. And so she, you know, it was kind of cool thing. It's like we had this connection without even knowing it. So it was kind of cool. So by the way, this girl here, she's Russian. I think she might have been Russian, Ukrainian. I can't quite remember. But the reason why she's laughing is because I'm pushing her laugh anchor. Okay, I'm just kidding. Or am I? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your state of mind. So what am I doing? When I'm anchoring someone, I'm relinking it from point A to B to, say, point A to this other connection. It technically is still B, but we'll call it point A to C now. So once it's reconnected, that's what we call a reframe. We reframe. I do a lot of verbal reframes where I don't have to use anchors at all. There's all kinds of things. I'm not going to get to like that, but essentially here's my point. A state of mind is like from connection point A to point B. So it's a negative connection. It makes you sad. You know, you're just not motivated. You're depressed. So a lot of you guys who have dealt with narcissist abuse, you have a lot of these anchors. A lot of you, it might make your, like for me, my stomach, my solar plexus, it was like, I felt like I got sucker punched. And it got connected to any time I wanted to move forward in life. Like I felt like this tightness, and it was like dark. It was like darkness. It was like, it was not only negative, but the energy itself was like this dark, heavy, like, I don't know, like almost sick kind of energy. For some of you, whenever you, oh, you know what, I have to share this. Because some of you, whenever you go after your goals and your dreams, these anchors get fired off and they can put you in a state of confusion, a state of fear, a state of anxiety. It can tighten your stomach up, your solar plexus. You can't breathe. You go into panic attack. Narcissists did this on purpose. So you know what? I am going to share a little bit more about that. And by the way, if I haven't made it clear, I can absolutely help you reconnect your anchors and your links and reframe stuff to a much more positive state that actually kicks in to empowerment. Could be a state of love, relaxation. We can also distance the energy from the narcissist. We can shift them to where they're far away to all of a sudden they don't matter anymore. It's so easy. Literally, it's like reprogramming a computer. I highly recommend you write this down. Imagine the best case scenario for every situation. Your mind will begin to attract solutions. That is fact. Okay, so here's what narcissists will do. This is just a couple examples. Let's say, okay, my friend, former friend, he's a narcissist. His daughter, a beautiful young lady, she was or is an artist. And I mean, like at her age, it was 10th grade, 11th grade. She made these amazing like drawings and paintings. And she gave me a card one time for my birthday and she designed it. I was blown away. And what happens is this. First of all, they say, oh, because I was like, man, True, you are like really, really good at this, blah, 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 blah. Like, you can make money doing this, and etc. And then all of a sudden, the father and the best friend, like, oh, no, she can't. She's not that good. So right there, that little negativity, can you imagine a young daughter hearing her father say that? Can you imagine how fucked up that is, how much that hurts? My family did this when I'd win a boxing match or when I won the state championship. They just ignored me like it didn't matter. And when I came home, when I said I won, they're like, yeah, we don't care. They just walked out of the room, didn't even talk about it, didn't say nothing, just absolutely treated me like shit. So the connection was, this is meaningless. So I'll give you a couple examples. So let's say True is doing her drawings, okay, and she's really into it. She's feeling the emotions, the positivity, the creativity. She's just pouring out her heart. Someone comes in the room and goes, ah, they scream. Well, that gets connected to that passion. That gets connected to that state of mind. So now they do it again and again. They scare her, or they start an argument with her right when she's in the middle of drawing something. She's really focused in the zone, and they argue and fight, and they keep doing it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And next thing you know, she starts connecting anger, loud noises, fear, states of fear. And now all these negative things get connected to her passion, to her art. And then what happens is, how do I say this? is now those states, once they get linked in, they begin to cross-contextualize and make more and more links to each and every piece of any time she does something passionate with her life, especially artwork. It'll get to the point where she'll never want to do it again. She'll go, oh my God, I don't know why I liked art. I hate it now, because now she has all these negative states linked up from A to B, like Pavlov's dog, but in a negative way. Let's say you actually enjoyed cleaning your house, or you actually enjoyed doing the dishes. Well, they're going to come along and be like, fuck that. So what they can do is they can connect negativity to that. And next thing you know, like, you don't want to clean. You don't want to do your laundry. You just like, it brings up states of fear and panic and anxiety, or just disgust. Like, it's like, oh, I don't want to do this. Or you feel drained. You feel exhausted. Believe it or not, the minute you think about doing the dishes or doing your laundry, that anchor gets fired off and you feel drained, or you feel this negativity. And then what happens is, all of a sudden, the moment you think about doing the dishes, the moment you think about doing your artwork, the moment you think about going to voice lessons or to singing class or choir, that thought triggers off the negativity. And this is why some people just become shut-ins. They become hermits, and they don't want to do anything. They don't want to go outside. They don't want to do their hair. They don't want to do the things that made them feel good about life. What happened is, in NLP we call it anchors. They linked up an anchor, or in psychology the same thing they call stimulus response, or conditioning, okay? So A got linked up to B. So this thing that you used to love to do got linked up to very painful emotions or fear states, or they made loud noises, they slapped you, they hit you, they messed up your art, and they really upset you. So what happens is, that thing that used to be a real positive thing gets linked up to all these negative connections. And this is the cause of what some people would call laziness. It's not laziness. You just have a bunch of negative connections to these things that you used to love doing. And remember, I can help you reconnect these to very, very positive states again. It's not a problem. We can reconnect everything into a very positive and empowering light. Just like I did with Stephanie, just like I did with Adam laughing at the wood. You know, we could connect that to his work, or dealing with his employees, or whatever. It's as easy as a snap of my finger. You want to say? Oh yeah. By the way, I wanted to ask you something. Do you like this wood?
I do. It's good wood, man.
Take a look at the wood. But you're not hypnotized, are you?
You may have triggered a few states.
Well, let's look at the wood. Is there anything special about the wood? And I want to make sure that you don't look at the wood. I don't want you to imagine the first time you looked at the wood and started laughing now. No, I do not hypnotize people. I put them in. Alright, so I hope I'm getting across. Look, that's just one single tool. It is a very simple, well, it's hard to learn, but once you get it down, it's very simple to use, yet it's extremely powerful and effective. My overall message for today is this: you absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, 100%, you can change your life. You can shift your emotions. You can change your mindset. You can set anchors that you can access whenever you need. If you need help in professional coaching, go to MikeKollin.com, or just get a hold of me. My landline right now is 415-747-8598. That is a landline. That is not my cell phone. Hey, God bless you guys. Thank you very much for watching and listening to this video. If you want to support this channel, please click subscribe, make a comment, click the like button, and you can also make a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. Another way is you can buy one of my books, one of my dating relationship books for men or women. Again, go to Mike Kollin, MikeKollin.com, and if you go to the very top, you're going to see, actually, let me go there real quick, hold on. You're going to see a tab for men's coaching and a tab for women's coaching. Click on one of the tabs, and then right beneath there, you're going to see men's books or women's books. Alright, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you learned something new. Alright, see you guys in the next video. Bye.